Toy Story 4, Child's Play reboot, Final Fantasy VII remake, Doom Eternal, more AEW shit, and Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff back in the WWE in positions of power as executive directors. Stay tuned. An all new episode of the Factual Truth Podcast is coming up next. "2019 has been one hell of a year so far. I mean, it's just been definitely the best year of the 2010s so far, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a fucking doubt. I mean, we just started off the year with the Resident Evil 2 remake, Devil May Cry 5, Mortal Kombat 11, and I have to say, even though there's been some major disappointments this year, by far, this has been the best year of the 2010s, 2010s, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And that's a fact. That's not an opinion. That is not a subjective opinion that is up for debate. I don't want to hear any of you retards and you losers and you stupid fans out there that think, oh, well, I like the early part of the 2010s because it was like the 2000s. Fuck off. Shut the fuck up. No one cares about your gay little opinion. 2019 has been the best year of the 2010s so far. Fact, not an opinion. Now, I have a lot to go over in this awesome and amazing podcast of mine. And I don't even know where to start off. But I just want to say that I can't wait for the Final Fantasy VII remake. And I'm not even a Final Fantasy fan. I'm not even a Final Fantasy fan, and I can't wait for the Final Fantasy VII remake. I mean, it looks fucking gorgeous. Yes, I'm not a big fan of the fact that it's going to be one of those games that's going to be episodic, and they don't even have fucking Migdar in they're claiming like, oh, it's so big, it's not gonna be able to fit on a disc. They're gonna have to release it separately. But it's whatever. I still can't wait to play it. The hack and slash gameplay just rocked my world, stole my attention. I can't wait to see what Sephiroth is going to do in this game. I want to see if they're going to change the story a little bit, add a little more depth to my bro Sephiroth. As we all know, Tifa looks great. Everyone just needs to shut the fuck up about Tifa already. Just get the fuck over it. I mean, she's not real. She's not meant for you to have sex with. Just go get some fucking hentai and shut the fuck up, you fucking losers. I mean, it's one thing you have to deal with the SJWs. Now you also have to deal with the fucking anti-SJWs, the nerds, the stuck in their basement for life people. Tifa's boobs or anything. Like, oh, you got some people playing like, oh, Tifa's boobs are too big, and like, shut the fuck up. You guys are fucking losers. Losers for life. But other than that, I can't wait for the Final Fantasy VII remake. It looks awesome. And I'm not even a Final Fantasy fan. Final Fantasy 15 was gay. It was fucking gay. It was literally a fucking boy. Like, it was... fuck Final Fantasy 15. Now, I want to see a good Final Fantasy game actually get that Devil May Cry treatment. Because the hack and slash real-time gameplay is way better than that gay-ass turn-based piece of fucking shit. Who the fuck still wants to play a turn-based video game in 2019? A person who wants to still play a turn-based video game, a turn-based A turn-based JRPG in fucking 2019, and I'm looking at a complete idiot and a moron with bad taste that can't evolve with the times. That's the kind of person who still wants to play a turn-based JRPG in 2019 is. Oh man, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Doom Eternal are like the hands down the games that stole the show at E3 2019. Because it sure as hell was not the Xbox Scorpio. It sure as hell wasn't the fucking Xbox Scorpio, Phil Spencer. I mean, for God's sake, bro. I respect you. I respect you, Phil Spencer. I respect you, bro. Listen, I respect you a hell of a lot more than Don Matrick. But, bro, you need to take advantage of opportunities. Microsoft, Xbox in general needs to start taking advantage of opportunities. Sony is not at E3 2019, and many would still argue that they stole the show. Many would still argue that they stole the show. And some would even argue Nintendo stole the show, but I'm not, Like I said, the only thing I give a shit about with Nintendo is Metroid Prime 4. That's the only game I want to play from them. Smash Brothers, I played it for the Switch. It was good, but I outgrew Super Smash Brothers just like I outgrew a lot of fucking Nintendo franchises. Mario Odyssey was fun. I'll say that. Mario Odyssey was that was a blast. That was a fun game. Surprisingly enough, I thought it was going to be weird, Mario in a big city, but, I don't give a shit about Zelda. I don't give a fucking shit about Zelda. Metroid is like the only series that I care about as far as Nintendo goes. And I thought that they were done after Other M. So, you know, I want to see. I'm still a bit skeptical with Metroid Prime 4. Still want to play it. Still want to check it out. That's all I have to say about Nintendo. I outgrew Nintendo. And that's it. That's it. Get over it. All you fucking man children and you fucking child abortions out there, get over it. Nintendo is not as good as they used to be. All right? They did not grow up with us. They did not. You people stayed man children forever and still got invested in their games that were really not that good. I mean, seriously, I'm not even going to talk about Detective Pikachu. I mean, so I love Ryan Reynolds. I'm a huge Ryan Reynolds mark. Been a huge fan of him ever since Two Guys in the Pizza Place. That was one of the most underrated sitcoms of all time. You know, but no, fuck Detective Pikachu. All right, Nintendo did not grow up with us like Toy Story grew up with us, and then completely pissed me off with Toy Story 4 because it was so fucking unneeded. It was so unneeded. This movie was so unneeded. I don't want to hear anyone say like, "Oh, Toy Story 4 was a great movie. Toy Story 4 was this and that and this." No, Toy Story 4 pissed me off. Okay, it literally pissed me off. We start off with this stupid new character Forky, which we all know. Everyone's been there. We've all were kids at one point. We all created our own toys out of like arts and crafts stuff and shit. We all created paper dolls when we were kids and stuff like that. We all did that, or at least we knew someone who did that, and we tried to do it. You know, we've all been there. We've all been there. So obviously, Bonnie creates Forky. Cute. She's still in kindergarten. That's cute. Blah blah blah. But then Forky is like this. Oh my god, I'm trash. I'm not supposed to be a toy. This is just so stupid. This is so stupid. I don't even know why Forky came to life. Forky should have never came to life. It should have just been like this fake toy that wasn't even alive, or at the very least, they should have shocked us with Forky. Like all the other toys don't think that Forky is alive, and then all of a sudden Forky comes to life or something like that. I mean, there's other things you could have done with it. It was just like, like, oh, I'm trash, I'm trash. He tries to throw himself out, and it's just like, I didn't care about that. And I damn sure didn't care about the fucking Woody and Bo Peep subplot, and the ending. Spoiler alert! If you don't like if you don't like spoilers, get the fuck off my channel. I give spoilers on this fucking channel. I don't give a shit. Spoiler alert! Woody leaves the gang and joins Bo Peep as a fucking lost toy, not really lost toy. Like, really, really, after all these years you've been with Buzz and the gang, and now is the time you're gonna leave. You go, oh, it was just like so stupid because it's like, have you forgotten that this is a movie for like families? This is not a fucking coming of age. Toy Story isn't a coming of age film. It's not one of those films that you need to delve into the message of moving on. Yeah, we got enough of that with Toy Story 3. Like, Andy moved on, and it was a beautiful ending. A beautiful and fucking ending. Andy was just like, he didn't even want to give Woody up. He wanted to, shockingly enough. And it's funny because in Toy Story 2, Stinky Pete makes the mention, we really think Andy's going to take you to college or on his honeymoon? And then, ironically enough, in Toy Story 3, Andy actually is about to take Woody to college. And then at the end, he reluctantly gives up Woody to Bonnie because Bonnie loved Woody in Toy Story 3 and enjoyed playing with him. Okay? And like it was just like, and then in Toy Story 4 they just screwed all that up. They completely screwed all that up. So now, I mean, it's Toy Story 3 ended perfectly. Just like Halo 3 ended perfectly. We didn't need Halo 4. We didn't need 343 Studios to come up and fuck up the Halo trilogy with Halo 4 and that god awful Halo 5 piece of shit. Like, I mean, like, it's just sometimes trilogies are meant to stay the way they are, and fans who want another movie need to fuck off and kill themselves. Because I hate stupid fans that want, we need another one. We need no assholes. The trilogy ended. Move on with your life, you fucking losers. Like, seriously. And like, Toy Story 3 just ended so perfectly. Like, and just the way Andy just wrote off, and like when Bonnie had Woody say goodbye, and then Andy was, and then he just got in the car and he just, thanks guys. Like, even like he almost knew that the toys were alive because he just had so many great nostalgic memories with the toys. And then Woody was just like, so long, partner, and it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. It brought a tear to my eyes. It was the best way to end the Toy Story movies, the Toy Story franchise, and that's where it should have ended. It should not have ended with, oh, you know what? Woody wants to get laid with Bo Peep, who does not like him for a majority of the film. They finally catch up, and they're like completely different, which is another thing. They always want to say, oh, well, like in real life, you have to move on. This movie did not mirror real life because only stupid people will get into a relationship with a person that they have nothing in common with, that they no longer know. It's like if I like let's just say I had a crush on this girl back when I was in elementary school. And then all of a sudden I see her for the first time in years and she's all grown up and she's like doing her own thing. I'm going to try to get with her again even though like we're from completely different worlds. She's changed, I've changed. We don't have anything in common anymore. I'm still gonna try to get with this chick. It was just so unrealistic. And like anyone who out there who actually does that in real life, you are a loser and a fucking simp faggot. You're a pussy whipped simp faggot. Get over your childhood already. Like I mean get over your childhood, but get over like your crushes during your childhood. Okay? That person has moved on. Okay, you are completely different people. If you are the type of loser that is going to try to go out with someone that you had a crush on in elementary school, even though you're two completely different people, now that you're adults, you are a loser. Fact. Fact. And that's what this movie felt like. It just felt like so stupid. I mean, you had the fucking doll that wanted Woody's voice box because she wanted, and like she was probably the best character in this entire film, like as far as new characters go. Like she was like the tragic villain, kind of like Two Face or Mister Freeze from Batman the Animated Series. And but I mean, it was just like everything else in this movie was just like, it just felt so damn forced. Like I mean, like even like Key and Peele or like Key and Peele were actually funny in this movie. As a matter of fact, I laughed more at Key and Peele in this movie than I ever did their fucking Comedy Central series. And, like, literally, it's just like, my goodness. But moving on, I have to say this Toy Story 4 was a massive disappointment. Massive disappointment. Not I just wish that this film did not exist. In the same vein that I wish that DMC Devil May Cry did not exist. Because it was like, why did this have to exist? This ruined something that was so good. The Crow, same with the Crow sequels. The original Crow with Brandon Lee in 1994, excellent film. And then they had all these stupid fucking sequels. I mean, it was just like, oh my god, what the fuck are these faggots doing? It's like, what the fuck are these faggots doing? Like, they just ruined it. They just ruined it. And this was an example of how they ruined a perfect ending in Toy Story 3 with this fucking letdown of a movie. And speaking of childhood letdowns, let's talk about Child's Play, shall we? Now, I'm not going to go too harsh on this film because I understand they were trying to do their own thing with this movie. I understand they were trying to do something completely different, you know. So I'm not going to like really hurt them that much. But I am going to say this. This movie would have been better if it wasn't a Child's Play reboot and was in fact its own movie. It could have been like almost like a spiritual successor to Small Soldiers, but it could have been like a rated R version. You know, kind of like the programmer in the beginning of the movie, the Asian guy. He's disgruntled, hates his boss, is weird, and then he just decides, fuck it, my last doll that I'm gonna work on. He's gonna take all the safety precautions and like disable them inside the doll, and then like voila. I mean, it's just like this movie could have been good if it was like its own thing. Again, like it didn't need to be a Child's Play reboot. And again, like in the vein of DMC Devil May Cry, like if they would have at least made that game its own thing and not name the characters Dante and Virgil and just like come up with something completely different, change the storyline a little bit, so it's not like Devil May Cry, then I would be more lenient on it. But it didn't. It rebooted the Child's Play franchise. And not that I care. I don't feel sorry for Don Mancini. He's a fucking faggot and a hack. He sucks. He hasn't been good since Bride of Chucky. And honestly, like, yeah, yeah, fuck Don Mancini. He's a fucking hack. I don't feel sorry for him, too. Everyone's on social media like, like Jennifer Tilly and stuff. They're like, oh, this is not my Chucky. This is not like, I don't give a shit about your Chucky. Your Chucky went to shit. Your Chucky franchise went to shit because Don Mancini's stupid ass decided to ruin his own fucking franchise. Okay, he's not even the one who came up with the concept, which I thought was very interesting, the voodoo concept, passing and transferring your soul into the doll, which I thought was a very interesting concept. He wasn't even in charge of that. His original version was so stupid. So fucking stupid. It was like blood buddies, blood brothers. And Andy was gonna cut his hand, and he would cut Chucky's hand, and then they would like form a pact, like fucking like in Ginger Snaps. And the movie, if you guys ever seen Ginger Snaps, you'll know what I'm talking about. Very good werewolf film. But it was just like that idea is so stupid. So the doll's gonna become a killer just because they do some emo shit. Because a 6-year-old kid does some emo shit and cuts his hand, and then cuts the doll's hand and has like this prosthetic blood, and the doll then is gonna become alive. It's gonna come to life. That is so stupid. Like fuck you, Don Missy. You have no idea what you're doing. Like, you literally got lucky because you had better directors like Tom Holland and other people who knew how to write and were better than you direct your fucking films. Seriously. Seriously. I'm gonna, yeah. Yeah, and even as far as like the Child's Play TV series, I want to watch it just to see. I'm interested. I'm curious. That just like I was with Toy Story 4, I was curious to see like what they're gonna do. Even though I didn't really want to see the film, I was curious because I thought Toy Story 4 should have ended. It should have ended at Toy Story 3. But I was curious. Just like I'm curious with all like my favorite franchises, I want to see what's going to be like. I'm curious to see the Toy Story, the Child's Play TV fucking series, just to see where they fucking go with it. Just out of curiosity, not because I think it's going to be great or anything, but because I'm curious. And yeah, getting back to the reboot of Child's Play, this movie, it's like, it's kind of like like Power Rangers 2017, where it's like it's not the worst thing in the world, but I'm never gonna watch it again. I'm not gonna buy this movie on Blu-ray. I'm not gonna download it. I mean, it's just like I'm never gonna watch it again because I already. It's like one of those movies where you watch it and that's it. You never watch it again. You don't have any like real like connection with the film or anything like that. And I mean, it's just like this movie would have again. It would have been better if it would have been like its own thing, not reboot Chucky. Just do your own thing and create a franchise similar to Chucky. But no, they went the reboot route like Hollywood does, like all these stupid game developers in Hollywood always want to do. Just reboot everything, reboot everything, retcon everything. It's just so pointless and so stupid. I mean, oh, and speaking of stupid, let's talk about how stupid AEW is. I mean, oh my goodness. The pre show for that AEW CEO thing, what the fuck was that? This chick literally a librarian. She's like going shh, shh, shh. And she's like smiling, like, hey, get it? Get it? My character's a librarian. If it wasn't so obvious to all you idiots. It's just like, wow. Like, just pathetic. Like, AEW, like, seriously, fuck you, Cody Rhodes. Fuck you, Young Bucks, and all you assholes who are in charge of that company. This was supposed to be our only hope for competition with Vince McMahon. And you guys made a stupid wrestling show. The only two people you have on this fucking roster that are any good are John Moxley and Jimmy Havoc. That's it. And Janela. Janela's good too. The John Moxley Janela unsanctioned hardcore match stole the show. Best match of the night. Best fucking match of the night. But I mean, oh my god. From Sunny Kiss to that Japanese faggot who pulled out his thong out of his yellow SpongeBob SquarePants Speedos. He pulled the fucking thong out and tried to do a fucking Mr. Sacco on the guy, on the CEO of the video game Evo thing. I mean, like, come on. Come on. Are you fucking serious, bro? Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking shitting me? Like, and he's like, oh, going all in oil, putting baby oil on him and like shaking his ass. And you got like these fucking bringing back fucking Glacier and Tommy Dreamer, an old out of shape Tommy Dreamer, and like no legged wrestlers, gay wrestlers. I mean, this promotion is just so fucking cringeworthy. It is so fucking cringeworthy. The only wrestlers I give a shit about are John Moxley, who, yes, Trover, is the best member of the Shield. He's the one who broke out. While Roman Reigns was getting booed, even when he had leukemia, no one cared, no one gave a shit. They all just felt sorry for him. And Seth Rollins was putting on the same old stereotypical vanilla midget high flyer matches. John Moxley was cutting promos on Talk is Jericho, bashing the company, saying the truth, speaking the truth, not like Seth Rollins, not being a total corporate kiss ass. and not getting over with the fans, just boring the fans to death. I mean, Roman Reigns, listen, how the fuck do you work with Triple H and not get a rub? Triple H is one of the most hated heels. He has so much heat in this business for being married to Stephanie McMahon. With the Reign of Terror and all that, he's one of the best heels in the business. So many people hate him. So many people hate him. And yet you can't even get a rub off of Triple H. You literally can't get a fucking rub off of Triple H. Like, how do you not? Everyone got a fucking rub off of Triple H. Eugene, the fucking mentally handicapped wrestler, got a rub off of Triple H. Back in the day, back in 2004. How do you not get a rub off of Triple H? That means you have no talent. You suck. Jon Moxley is the best member of the Shield. Get over yourselves, you fucking faggots. And that includes you too, Trover. Get over your damn self. Jon Moxley is the best. He is the man. And if you would have saw that Jon Moxley Janela match on the fucking pay-per-view, that was a fucking brutal match. Barbed wire, table spots, all these great bumps, all these great, like, man, Jon Moxley is the man. And I can't wait to see. Jimmy Havoc even challenged Jon Moxley, and I want to see that match very badly. I will literally, like, bro, I will fucking I will pay full price just to see Jon Moxley versus Jimmy Havoc in an unsanctioned hardcore street fight. I will pay like 50, 60 bucks just for that match alone. Like, I want to see those two go at it. They could have a great match together, bro. Like, they could have an excellent match together. But as far as AEW, the entire company, I don't know. Just like I don't know how Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff coming back to the WWE is going to work out for that company up in Stamford, Connecticut. I mean, yeah, Paul Heyman has a great wrestling mind, but let's be honest, he's a sellout, and he appeals to the fucking smarks. And we all know he's going to have to go through Vince at the end of the day anyway, just like Eazy-E. Paul E and Eazy-E, the two E's are going to have to go through the main McMahon. So it's like, we'll see. Another we'll see. We'll see how this works out. With SmackDown going on Fox, Eric Bischoff apparently is a very good marketer. You know, obviously he's a great con man in the business too. But I will say this in defense of Eric Bischoff. The man has no college degree. So, to get off topic a little bit, let's talk about that. College degrees in this country are completely useless. Completely useless and worthless. As a person who lives in the real world, unlike some of you who only live on the internet, I can tell you, people who graduate college are some of the stupidest people on the fucking planet. Not everybody. Obviously, not doctors, not skilled doctors and lawyers and stuff like that. But, yeah, you're not smart just because you have a degree, you fucking retards. I mean, Eric Bischoff has no college degree whatsoever. Yet, he has, like, if you look at his resume, it's very impressive. Very impressive for a guy who is a one-trick pony, in my opinion. I'll admit, I'm not the biggest fan of Eric Bischoff. But, I mean, he's the only one who took it to Vince McMahon. He's the only one. I mean, even when he was in TNA, he was an executive producer on that show. On that whatchamacallit fucking show. I mean, the guy has... He knows how to deal with production. He knows how to deal with networks. I mean, and this is a guy, again, who has no college degree. So what should that tell you? Yeah. Stop overrating college, America. Stop telling people they get in so much fucking student loan debt Stop telling people, oh, you know, you won't be anything unless you go to college. It's the most important 4 years of your life, and blah blah blah. Look at me, I'm a little homosexual who won't shut the fuck up because I'm so stupid. And I'm talking about how fucking great college is, even though it's a shithole and a sham. All you people that overrate college, fuck you. Die of cancer. Die of the most aggressive cancer of all time. Seriously. No joke. But we will see how the WWE plays out. I mean, let's face it. We have two very important members who ran ECW and WCW, now running Raw and SmackDown. So if Vince McMahon is smart, he might need to move out the way and let these people create something. Because after watching an Inside the Ropes interview with Eric Bischoff, he said one thing that I completely agree with. Raw and SmackDown have to be different from each other. They do. They need to be separate entities, and you should not see Raw guys on SmackDown and SmackDown guys on Raw every fucking week. The only time these two promotions should ever collide, in my opinion, should be at Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. That's it. Not even Survivor Series, just that's it. WrestleMania, because that's the biggest show of the year, and the Royal Rumble, because everyone's going to be in the Royal Rumble match anyway. Do not do Raw versus SmackDown at Survivor Series. Don't even do that shit. Don't do Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. Do not let these brands compete. Give it a good 5 years of these brands being completely separate from each other and creating their own identity. If you're going to go with the brand split, which I don't agree with, because you don't have enough talent to do a brand extension. I was against it back in 2002, and I'm even more against it now. But if you're going to do something like this, keep the brands separate. I mean, seriously. Do you see Disney characters in Marvel movies? Do you see Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, teaming up with the Avengers? No, they're too busy teaming up with Final Fantasy characters in fucking Kingdom Hearts. You don't see them in the fucking Avengers, even though Square might change that. Square Enix might change that. But especially with the new Avengers game coming out. But no, Disney's smart. They don't have Mickey Mouse characters. They don't have Disney characters in Marvel movies. They don't have Iron Man in fucking Disney cartoons. They separate the brands because they're smart. Because how stupid would it be if they tried to do a Kingdom Hearts with the Avengers? And I hope I didn't give Square an idea, because they might actually fucking do that, because I know Square can be stupid. They can be some stupid Japanese dipshits sometimes. Yes, they can. But it would make no sense. It would make no sense for Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck to appear in a Star Wars movie. It would make no sense. So keep the brands separate. Yes, you can own them. But at the end of the day, they should not be interacting with each other. Just stop. And that, folks, is my conclusion of the Factual Truth podcast. Well, not my conclusion, but it's the end of the fucking video. I'm tired. I gotta go get something to eat. As always, be cool, be badass, and let the good taste be with you.